Welcome, and this is the color wheel. It's the basis for color theory, which can be quite complex, but to keep it basic, here's the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue on those points of the triangle. On the faint triangle, it's orange, green, and purple, which are the secondary colors. And then we have the tertiary colors, which are in between, like red, orange, blue, green, red, violet, blue, violet. If you mixed blue and orange, you're going to get brown. Those are opposite colors. Artists often refer to them as muddy brown. If you mixed opposite colors, red and green, you're going to get brown. If you mix yellow and purple together, they're opposite, you're going to get brown. It's best to mix colors that are on the same side of the triangle, like red, red, violet, violet, blue, violet, blue. Or yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, green, blue. They're all on the same side of the triangle. So that's the basics of the color wheel and color theory. It's much more complex than that, but that's all that we need to know for this project. So here, I apologize that I've already started the painting, but the first part of my video got bleached out and overexposed. So as you can see, my first layer is dried, and now I'm going in with the second layer of colors, and I did put orange, and that almost looks like brown, but that reddish orange on top of the purple. A little bit of brown is okay. You just do not want your whole painting to become muddy brown, like just one big muddy brown mess. So that's the basics of needing to know about color theory. On that side of the painting, I am keeping it with the blue-green family. On the right side of my painting, I added more of the warm colors, which are the yellow, oranges, and reds. And yes, I did create some spots of brown and some shapes of brown, which is okay. It's just that I don't want my whole painting to become muddy brown. I'm painting, I want to fill up the whole space, so now I'm just painting some yellow. There is a technique called wet on wet, and I didn't exactly show that, but if you paint two wet colors into each other, you can mix them. I'm mainly doing the technique of painting wet on dry, and here I am using a turquoise, or kind of a very dark turquoise blue, painting it on the purple, that is all on the same side of that triangle on the color wheel. And I dabbed it away where it touched the red, because I knew that would just going to create too much muddy brown for me. Those are puddles of paint on my painting. You can leave them like that, but it's going to take several hours to overnight to dry. So either use a paper towel and dab away at the puddles to dry them up a bit if you want to hurry along, or go ahead and let this dry overnight. So basically, this is just an abstract painting that I want as a background for 2 mini projects. But I would suggest you can use this as a background for any projects that you want to do. Anytime you want some kind of like watercolor background that just has colors and shapes in it. In this video, I'd just be showing you 2 little mini projects that I'm doing with this background. I love dripping, and there I was. Now you see the turquoise had gotten into the red, so I dabbed that away because I know that's going to create the muddy brown. My paint has puddled quite a lot, and I do end up dabbing that somewhat away. Not completely, but I do dab that away with a paper towel, and I'm sorry I don't show that. But now my painting is completely dry, and I'm using a viewfinder. A viewfinder is very useful for selecting. Now I want to select what the background would be for my mini projects. I've cut it out in the size of an artist trading card, which is 2.5 by 3.5 inches, which is also called an ATC, artist trading card. I traced around an artist trading card and then made my viewfinder with just regular copy paper. What I just showed you right there and right here are Parchment rub-on transfers by the Corp Brands Company. It's my first time using them, and I wasn't too happy how they turned out. When I rubbed them on, they turned out a little too light. Here I have chosen my background with the viewfinder, and instead of tracing within the confines of the viewfinder, I find it easier to just pop in the artist trading card and trace around. I will be showing you in the next few minutes of using the rub-on parchment transfer. Obviously now cutting it out. And you have the choice with an artist trading card to leave it like that, or I have glued it to an actual artist trading card. And I cut out the piece of the rub-on that I want to use. I'm positioning it into the best position possible for the design. And I'm using my scissor handles for rubbing it. And I have to rub it very hard, and you know that you've rubbed it on and that it's actually transferred when on the tissue it becomes lighter. It was darker, and then on the tissue it becomes light, the design becomes lighter, and you know that it's transferred. And I hold it in place with my hand and just pop and just flip it up in different sections to see how well the transfer is going. Okay, that's the finished transfer, which came out lighter than I had expected. So here is a shot of that I have traced over it with marker. And that's my finished mini project there. Okay, for second mini project, I'm using the viewfinder again, and again I'm making an artist trading card, and I'm just trying out where it would be the best background. I already have cut it out now. I'm gluing it to an artist trading card. And this is a rubber stamp by DYAN Reavley. She makes very whimsical designs. I'd have to say all of her designs are whimsical. And she's part of the Ranger Company, if I'm not mistaken. Her and Tim Holtz are part of the Ranger Company. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're both part of the Ranger Company. But you can look her up, DYAN Reavley. Her name is DYAN, not the usual spelling of DIANE, DYANREAVLEY. And I have a whole collection of her rubber stamps, and I'm using Stayz-on ink, which is a permanent black ink. It turned out very well. Okay, that's a jewelry charm of sun. And that sun design, I'm going to do this in a unique way. I'm not going to glue on that sun design. I'm going to use, you can use string, twine, leather. I'm actually using leather string. And I'm actually going to tie this on. Instead of gluing it on, I find this a unique technique. And it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing here. You can adjust it where I want that sun design to go. It's pretty handy that I can adjust where the string goes. I cut off extra that I didn't want. And if you don't want the knot to show, just turn it to the back side. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, or subscribe. And I read and respond to every one of my comments, so I really appreciate them. Have a great creative day.